Dear students, we are going to solve a problem on income from salary. This is video number 26. I am Dr. Panduranga Nayak, Principal, SVS College, Bengal. The SSC here is Mr. Sudhakar. He is an employee in a company at Bangalore. Following information is provided connected to Mr. Sudhakar. Let us see each and every item here. Basic pay. This is taxable, so 38,000 into 12, you have to calculate like that. Dearness allowance, 8,000 into 12, it's fully taxable. Now you may wonder what is this 4,000 per month given within the bracket. So this is for the purpose of calculating salary, for the purpose of contribution to recognized provident fund, HRA, such other items, computation of such other items. We'll take later on. Take this item later on. Family allowance, it is taxable, fully taxable. Then education allowance for 3 children is given per child. Actually, exemption is at the rate of 100 per month for 12 months for 2 children. So, it is given for 3 children, only for 2 children it is exempt. And moreover, at the rate of 100 per month per child is exempt for 2 children, for a maximum of 2 children. House rent allowance, 6,000 per month. So you have to find out what is exempt out of this. So what you have to do is, there are 3 clauses. One is actual HRA received for the year, 6,000 into 12. Second one, rent paid in excess of 10% of salary. So that you have to calculate. So actual HRA rent is 4,000 into 12. So that you get the answer. And 10% of salary. Salary means here basic plus that part of DA which enters into retirement benefits. In our example, it is 4,000 per month, 4,000 into 12. So that you have to find out the difference between the two. Third clause is 40% of salary. If he is working in a place which is one of the metropolitan cities, then it is 50%, otherwise 40%. So the 3 clauses are there. One is actual HRA received. Second one is rent paid in excess of 10% or 1/10 of salary. Third one, 40% of salary. Least of the 3 is exempt. The remaining amount is taxable. And then the company gifted him 2 watches valued 3,000 and 4,000 for each watch. So here, gift in kind is exempt up to 5,000 rupees in aggregate. But here it is more than 5,000. It is 7,000. So if it is more than 5,000, entire value of gift is taxable. So 7,000 fully taxable. If it is 5,000 or less than that, it is exempt. He contributed 38,000 to his recognized provident fund with equal contribution from the company. So we have to take here employer's contribution to provident fund, recognized provident fund, in excess of 12% of his salary. So 38,000 is given. So you have to find out now what is 12% of his salary. Salary means basic plus DA, 4,000 into 12. That part of DA which enters into retirement benefits. So you have to find out, and the excess amount is taxable. Whereas employee's contribution to recognized provident fund will come under 80C. And he is allowed to use one motor car of 1.6 cc for all purposes. The expenses relating to the car was met by the company. So here 1.6 cc means it's a small car. Anything above that is a bigger car. And the rate for valuation of motor car here is 1,800 per month for 12 months. And no information about the driver and his salary. So you can just forget about that. So 1,800 into 12. The company has paid his club bills amounting to rupees 8,000. See, if the SSC becomes a member of a club and that will benefit the company, then it is exempt. But here it's not mentioned. If nothing is mentioned, that is his private affair, and therefore the bill paid by the company is a perquisite, fully taxable. He has taken a loan for house construction from the company amounting to rupees 2,50,000 at 10%. The SBI rate is 12%. So SBI rate is 12%. the loan advanced by company to the member is at 10%. That means the concession is 2%. So here interest amount is not given. Therefore, you have to calculate on the loan amount. So we have to assume that loan is advanced at the beginning of the year. So 2,50,000 into what the concession 2%, 2 by 100. So that way you have to calculate the interest. And the next, the company provided him furniture costing 1 lakh for his use. Yes, so 10% of cost of furniture is to be taken as perquisite value. He has made the following payments during the year. LIC premium. So that is qualified. So here what you have to do is you have to compute the taxable salary and again deduction under 80C. Just see here. So these details are for computing deduction under 80C. LIC premium. So here sum assured is not given. If the sum assured is given, it is 10% of sum assured is the maximum amount of qualified amount for 80C. But here nothing is given, therefore entire amount is taken as qualified amount. PPF contribution 1 lakh. So entire 1 lakh is qualified. Up to 1 lakh 50,000 it is qualified. Medical insurance. So medical insurance falls under comes under 80D. And therefore that is not to be taken here. It does not come under 80C. And then repayment of housing loan, principal amount. Yes, principal amount is available here for deduction under 80C. 25,000 should be taken. ULIF, unit linked insurance plan. This also qualifies for deduction under 80C. So the maximum deduction. So one more thing, company's contribution, assessee's contribution to recognized provident fund also comes under 80C. Most of the time we consider these items only, items given at the end. We forget to take the contribution of the employee towards recognized provident fund. So we have to take that. So this is about the problem and also the treatment of various items. See, I have already solved the problem. You can just have a look at it. The basic salary 38,000 per month into 12, 4,56,000. It is fully taxable. Dearness allowance 8,000 into 12, so 96,000. It is fully taxable. And within the bracket they had given in the problem 4,000 is considered for retirement benefits. So this has to be taken while computing contribution to recognized provident fund as well as HRA purpose. So now you have to take fully 8,000 rupees. Family allowance, it is fully taxable. Education allowance, it's given 300 per month for 3 children. So 300 into 12 into 3, that comes to 10,800. But exemption is rupees 100 per child for 12 months for 2 children. So that comes to 2,400. So 8,400 is taxable. And then house rent allowance. I told you already, actual house rent allowance received is 6,000 into 12, 7,200. Of that, what is exempt, that you have to find out. How to calculate it? Say I have given it here. Just see. Actual house rent allowance received 72,000. Rent paid in excess of 10% of salary. The rent paid is 4,000 into 12. That is 48,000. And 10% of salary. Salary here means, see, basic 4,56,000. And then DA is 4,000 into 12, 48,000. Together 5,04,000. 10% of 5,04,000 is 50,400. So 48,000 minus 50,400. So there is no excess value. So answer is nil. There is no rent paid in excess of 10% of salary. So nil value. And then the third one is 40% of salary, because he is not working in one of the metropolitan cities. In other places the rate is 40%. If it is in metropolitan cities, it is 50%. So 50%, 40% of 5,04,000 comes to 2,01,600. So if you consider all the three, the least one is nil. Therefore, least of the following is exempt under section 10 subsection 13A. Therefore, nothing is exempt here in this problem. So entire house rent allowance is taxable 77,200. Contribution of employer to recognized provident fund. So that is given 38,000 value is given in the problem. Now what is exempt? Exemption is 12% of his salary. So his salary is 5,04,000. How you got that? Basic plus that part of BA which enters into retirement benefits. I have already shown you the calculation. That comes to 5,04,000 rupees. Of that 12% comes to 60,400. So there is no excess value. So no excess value. That means contribution of the employer in excess of 12% of salary. So value is not there. So nil. Perquisite value of motor car 1.6 cc. That means it is a small car. If it is beyond that, that is bigger car. So 1,800 into 12, that comes to 21,200. Club bills, not at all related to the company. So whatever company has paid on behalf of the employees, that is fully taxable. Gift received, yes, aggregate value exceeds 5,000. Therefore, entire 7,000 rupees are taxable. It is not individual amount, it is the aggregate value you have to consider. And then perquisite value of interest on loan for house construction. I already told you concession is 2%, SBI rate is 12%, whereas the company rate is 10%. The difference is 2%. So what is 2% of 2,50,000? You have to calculate. That comes to 5,000. If the interest is given, then you have to calculate considering the interest amount. In earlier problems, you have solved such problems. Perquisite value of furniture 10% of the cost of furniture 1 lakh, that is 10,000. Gross salary 6,23,600. Now the deductions under section 16. Section 16 subsection 1, standard deduction 50,000. Entertainment expense under section 16 subsection 2 nil. Employment tax actually comes under section 16 subsection 3. I not mentioned there. So here in this problem it is not given, so nil. So 50,000. And the taxable salary is 5,73,600. This will be included while computing the total income of the employee. Yes, calculation of HRA exempt, already I told you, you already learned what is salary for HRA as well as for contribution to recognized provident fund. You have learned that is basic plus that part of BA which enters into retirement benefits, 5,04,000. Now deduction under 80C, LIC premium 38,000, PPF contribution 1 lakh, repayment of housing loan principal amount only if total amount is given, and interest as well as principal amount details are given, only principal amount should be taken and interest has to be taken while computing income from house property. ULIF, unit linked insurance plan, so it is exempt, qualified for deduction under 80C. Contribution of Mr. Sudhakar to recognized provident fund, employees contribution, they have given there 38,000. So if you calculate the total amount, that amounts to 2,09,000, whereas the maximum deduction available under 80C is 1,50,000. So deduction under 80C is not 2,09,000, that is qualified amount, but the maximum deduction available is 1,50,000, and that's all. And in this problem, one medical insurance premium paid by the employee is given, that won't come under 80C. Deduction is available for that also, but under 80D, and therefore that is not taken under 80C. So thank you very much.